Hi guys, I'm obsessed with phones. It all began with that simple, thin, rectangular, devilishly cruel object. I was 11 when it really hit me. Hard. Okay, not that dramatic, but honestly, I was knocked down. And by it, I mean resistance, which is a common psychological concept. Do you guys... No. You don't do your summer homework the first few days it's handed out to you. You do it the last day or the last hour. You are so going to write that essay of yours, but the thing is, there's always a tomorrow. As you might guessed, I'm talking about procrastination. Like you guys, I have a love-hate relationship with my phone. Now, am I here to talk about how you guys should stop procrastinating because it's such a monster? I bet your parents already talked about it and you're bored out of your mind. I'm here to calm you down. Yes, calm down and just let us talk about what we all face. Instead of shoving a fake retractable dagger into the eyes of resistance, let us talk with it. Resistance is an enemy within ourselves. By definition, it means self-sabotage. It's a set of behavioral patterns, such as excuses and rationalizations, that aims to shove us away, distract us, and prevent us from doing our work. What is its goal? Its goal is not to wound or to injure. It aims to kill. As Stephen Pressfield, American novelist, once said, most of us have two lives, the life we live and the unlived life within us. Between the two stands resistance. Oftentimes, our higher self urges us to move in a direction of a more noble life. We are struck with the realization that we have but two choices in front of us, to live in a superior manner or to continue down a dead-end path. While our higher self do supply us with temporary inspiration, we rarely obey its orders for long. Instead, we sink back into our habitual ways and obey to our base desires and fears. Resistance is deconstruction and reconstruction. It's deconstruction because with this monster in our lives, we are facing a war to death nearly every moment, every day. It often leads to instant regret or tragic failures in life. As I talked about earlier, its goal is not to wound or to injure, it aims to kill, to deconstruct into nothingness. Its target is the epicenter of our being, our soul, our genius, the unique and priceless gifts we were put on earth and that no one else has but us. But how are we supposed to deal with this kind of strong monster inside ourselves? Well, that leads me to my second point here. While we view it as an annoying fly or a disgusting monster, we never view it as something that benefits. Resistance is also reconstruction. What if we reverse the way we look into reconstruction? What if we change into a whole other perspective? We will find that resistance is reconstruction. Firstly, let's think about it. The fundamental block that builds up resistance is our ability to push against suggestions. Without resistance, the world would just be full of acceptance and blinded people. But with resistance, we are able to push against unfair instructions and push against rights abuses. Secondly, and most importantly, resistance can be converted to a reconstructive energy. Now, do you guys remember how resistance hit me when I was 11? Well, let's dig into that story. I was in 5th grade, and then I got my first own iPhone. And then soon enough, I discovered TikTok, Instagram, social media, and movie apps. That day, it was 4 p.m., my daily piano practice time. My phone started ringing my favorite K-pop song, Loco, and then I stood up, approached my piano corner, and then suddenly there was just a twinge in my mind, and then a sudden urge to go back to my sofa, then to open my phone. 1 second passed, and I just found myself opening TikTok and searching for new movies to watch. And then I told myself, okay, I just have to do what I have to do now for 5 minutes, but then 30 minutes passed while I was just scrolling through my phone, cursing, and then looking back at the piano corner, and then cursing again. Okay, so yeah, that basically was my 7 days where I faced resistance. And then on the eighth day, my mom finally noticed my abnormal behavior and asked me this question. Cherry, do you actually like playing piano? This piano corner is seeming further and further away from you. Are you giving up now? I felt like the whole world was crashing down on me. I started doubting myself. I thought I was just a piece of trash belonging on the road and waiting to be completely destroyed. At night, my mom saw my stress, and I just couldn't hold it anymore. Tears streamed down, and I told my mom everything. I didn't know who I was anymore. I just knew that there was this monster inside me, eating away my insides, possessing me, and I'm becoming this kind of horrible monster. My mom told me about this phenomenon, resistance, how everybody faces it and how I have to conquer it, how I have to fight it and conquer it. How? She told me next morning to just face my fear, approach the corner where I fear so much, and to just open my piano and play. This time, there was no wrongness kept peeking, nagging at me. There was no worry inside me. It was just me and my piano. That day, I succeeded. I fought resistance, and I also found something really precious. Yes, resistance did first try to kill my soul, my passion, and I just couldn't find myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what my identity was. I didn't know my inner self. But the process of struggling against resistance, of pushing against those walls that restricted me, brought me into a higher level. It made me find my true inner self, made me find my true passion and ambition. Resistance can lead to the abyss of darkness and the pathway to brightness. What it depends on is how you are willing to fight it, how you are willing to face it. Some tips to convert the deconstructive into reconstructive is to manage your time wisely. Make a to-do list, clear away distractions, but most importantly, know the meaning and ambition behind what you are doing. As Nietzsche once said, willpower and ambition, all of which lead to creation, undermines everything, including the evil side of resistance. Now, did you think after that incident in 5th grade, I didn't face resistance anymore, like resistance just disappeared from my life? No, I still face resistance every day. I did not finish my homework in time, my extracurricular homework. Okay, so I didn't get into trouble in school, but I did not finish my extracurricular homework. So I still face resistance. What I mean is, resistance is unkillable. It will accompany everyone throughout your whole life. But it is the very crucial challenge and enemy in everybody's game of life. Mozart, a famous composer and pianist, faced resistance. J.K. Rowling, an author of Harry Potter, faced resistance that led to anxiety and depression. John Perry, an American philosopher and professor, faced resistance, but how did they end up? Through the process of struggling against resistance, of pushing against those walls that restricted themselves, they found the pathway to brightness, the pathway to reconstruct the deconstructions, the pathway to the key to what is meant to be given to all of us. Resistance is both darkness and brightness. What it depends on is how you are willing to fight it. Do not fear it. Find the right way to fight it. Reconstruct the deconstruction, and you will find yourself finding true happiness. Thank you.